My name is Cassie Newmark and I'm an animal control officer. When I get a call, it's usually a citizen or someone has called in and said they saw an animal running loose. I will get the call on my radio from my dispatchers because it usually comes through the police department. What I do is I go out and get in the truck, drive out there, look to see if I can find the animal. Sometimes they're gone, they've gone home. A lot of times dogs are just out for a little, having a little adventure, then they go home. So sometimes they've already gone home by the time I get there. If I do find the animal though, I'll usually pick it up, we'll take it down to the shelter. We do a microchip scan to see if there's a microchip with any owner information, check for tags and all that as well. And then we'll notify the owner if we can find any information on the dog so the owner can come claim the animal. I've been an animal control officer for 5 years. After I found the position was open, I did some research. I actually rode along with an active animal control officer over at for San Diego County. I did enjoy everything that I saw with working with her. I enjoyed everything that I found when I was researching it. And just because of my love of animals, I thought I'd do a good job with it. And I have been so far, I think. The advice I would probably give someone who's interested in becoming an animal control officer would be, you definitely have to be a very reasonable, kind of a pragmatic person because you are going to see some bad things. You're going to see animal abuse, you're going to see animals that aren't taken care of, and you have to be able to get through that and help those animals, logically and calmly. The types of animals that I normally interact with are anything domestic, so that could be anything from a dog to even a stray rabbit, pick up stray rabbits, reptiles, we've had iguanas running loose before, birds like parakeets, cockatiels. So if it's any kind of domestic animal, that is an animal that I definitely could impound and take to the shelter, try to find an owner for. We also do wildlife if it is injured. Wildlife, they are wild animals, they are free to roam in their habitats, so it's not something that we would handle. We actually do not pick up cats as strays. Cats can actually roam freely. A lot of animal control agencies like to tell people cats are just free spirits, and they are. It is kind of a catch-22 for the cats though, because while they have more freedom, they do have less protections. If a dog were to run out and get a cat out in the street, that cat wouldn't be protected because it is roaming. Society definitely has some set ideas on pit bulls, and definitely in the media you do hear about them a lot. If you know what kind of dog they are, they're pretty easy to handle. They're very loyal dogs. They're very people friendly, which you might not think because of the media. The breed of animal that I have the most problems with in terms of animals that have been aggressive towards me are actually Chihuahuas. Which, I don't think anybody really sees that coming. But they are small dogs living in a big world. So, they're way down here on the ground. You come up trying to help them, they don't know it. So they're kind of a nervous breed as well, and a very protective breed. Kind of bothers me actually is a lot of people think that we kill animals. I get a lot of people where I'll be out in the street, I'll pick up a stray dog, getting out of the road, so it doesn't get hit by a car, and the first thing people tell me is like, well, don't take that to the shelter because they're going to kill it. Which is not true at all. Especially in San Diego, all of our shelters are no-kill. So the animals that are in a shelter, there's always going to be some rate of euthanasia, but those animals are usually ones that are behaviorally unhealthy or untreatable, so it'd be a liability for us to adopt them out. Like they're aggressive, they're vicious dogs. And the only other reason that usually an animal might be euthanized is because of a medical reason, like an untreatable medical reason. I would always recommend that people adopt over breeding or buying animals, especially because I don't think a lot of people see just the sheer amount of animals that come to the shelter, and they are purebred animals. The statistics are actually 1 in 4 animals in a shelter is a purebred. A lot of people have some misguided notions about shelters, that there's only strays there or there are only bad dogs there, and they are just dogs. They're good dogs that have gotten out of their homes and no one came to claim them. People bring them to the shelter because they can no longer care for them. So coming to a shelter is a really good place to find your new family pet because there's so many dogs there just waiting for new homes. I think daily it's easy to get emotionally involved in being an animal control officer because we do see a lot of the bad sides of pet ownership. We do see some neglect, some abuse. And that is part of the job, is being able to see these things that normally people would be very upset over and being able to kind of overcome that emotion. Being an animal control officer, you are in the position to help them, so that does help out. getting out over any feelings of sadness or anger that someone would do this to an animal. Being in that position to just make sure that you can get that animal to a better place.
But I will hold on hope, and I won't let you choke on the noose around your neck. And I'll find strength in pain, and I will change my ways. I'll know my name as it's cold again.